for that. We are very excited. But for right now, we are going to get into some Sonic Adventure 2 battles. So please welcome Savac to the show. Please feel free to introduce yourself and commentary.
All right, thank you so much. So hi everybody, my name is Savac. I am a Sonic Adventure 2 Battle speedrunner, and I am beyond excited to showcase my favorite category in the game, Dark Story. Don't think you'll find another runner who loves it as much as I do. Not sure how that one happened, but it did. I don't know. I love playing Dark Story. I love watching other people play Dark Story, teaching people to play Dark Story, and if you haven't figured out yet, you will very soon. I just love talking about Dark Story. I'll give my commentators a chance to introduce themselves real quick.
Yeah, how's it going, everyone? My name is Don, also a runner of this game, and excited to be here. It's been a really long time since we've seen Dark Story in an event, and it's going to be cool. We have a lot of new stuff, so excited.
I'm Gerp98. I've been running this game about 3 years, and it's really cool to be on here, and thank you, Savac, for helping me commentate this run for you. And Savac's been a long-time rival of mine, just been grinding up the leaderboards with them over the years, so this is all really cool stuff.
Yeah, kind of crazy how we stayed at the same level for so long. So, very excited to be here. I handpicked these commentators. I think they're going to do a great job. Without further ado, we are going to get right on into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. So we are going to be playing 3 different characters in Dark Story here. Dr. Eggman, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Rouge the Bat in order of appearance. Each of the 3 characters are going to have a very unique playstyle, and as speedrunners, we have to optimize all 3. So up first with Eggman, the gimmick here is that in his mech, he has very clunky movement. So the big problem that casual players have, or brand new speedrunners, is just learning how to control the mech. And as you'll see here, if I try to take a sharp turn, all of my speed just goes away. So as speedrunners, the way that we circumvent this obvious flaw is when we go around corners, we just do a little bit of a jump there, and it allows us to keep our speed. And as I'm waiting for this elevator to fall, I will address what many people are probably wondering. Yes, this is not the default music in Iron Gate. I have Amy's theme playing. I think it's funny, and that's really the only reason. It just thematically makes absolutely no sense for Eggman to be playing this. I am missing rings. That should fix it. Okay. Don't know how I missed the checkpoint there, but that was weird. So I am strategically routing my rings here, and that's the reason I had to go back after the elevator. So what I've done here, I'm going to note the time that I touched this elevator. It was at about 1 minute and 9 seconds, and I have 81 rings. In this game, if you have between 80 and 89 rings, when you touch a checkpoint, you get speed shoes. So I'm just waiting for the elevator to reach the bottom, and once it's down there, I will activate the speed shoes and run through a bit of a straightaway section. This will afford me approximately 2 seconds of time save, and we'll do a bit of a leap of faith here. Okay, wasn't that much faith though, I kind of played it a bit safe. So that's mostly going to do it here for Iron Gate. The final thing here is there's a big series of doors we're supposed to blow up with a missile. If I angle Eggman just right, I can actually shoot it all the way from here, instead of jumping all the way up an elevator. So it's going to save me a decent chunk of time. Looks like we're getting a nice Iron Gate. Anything under 2 minutes is A-okay with me. And that's one stage down. You will also note, assuming I've set this up correctly, that we are not going to receive an emblem. I am using a strat known as Emblem Skip Glitch. It just saves a little bit of RTA. Now we get our first look at Shadow the Hedgehog, codename Edgy the Hedgie. And we will be fighting our first boss, Hotshot. And as long as we can prevent him from going airborne, the boss is quite a bit neutered, actually. He really can't do anything. We're just going to keep bonking him on the head. For the final hit, I will let him go up into the air, because Hotshot has a shorter death animation when he's airborne. So I would have gotten a high 23 if I actually continued to bonk him on the ground. Up next, we're finally going to get to see Rouge the Bat, with our first major reset point in the run, Dry Lagoon. The RNG variance in this stage is just beyond terrible. I'm going to focus on doing what I need to do to find my pieces, and my commentators will take it away.
Great start so far, Savac, and got a green ping, so we won't be seeing any resets. Rouge is the treasure hunting playstyle in this game, and we'll be seeing Savac, look for all 3 pieces of the Master Emerald hidden in the stage. These are actually RNG, so they're randomly determined. There's about 100 pieces per set, and as Savac mentioned, the RNG can be really bad in this stage, so fortunately it's looking like a decent set, but we'll still have to see. One of the big optimizations so far is just set recognition and understanding which sets are going to be good, and we'll usually reset them if they're not. And unfortunately, we got a jail piece, one of the worst in the stage. Still a decent time with it, though.
Yeah, not super happy about seeing the Dry Lagoon jail show up in a marathon run. I did get to showcase a nice little movement optimization called underwater gliding there. But anyway, now we move on to the second major reset point in the run. It's crazy that they happen back to back like this, but there's a very difficult strat that I'm going to have to be going for. I'm also going to be resetting at the beginning of the stage because there's a lot of cycles that move, and they are moving during this opening cutscene. Anyway, I'm going to need to focus on hitting this strat.
Yeah, so a little bit of a trick that he's going to go for here. It's called sand walking, and it's actually one of the crazier tricks in the game, and I'm going to see if we can...
Oh, let's go!
Let's go.
So what happened there was, in this game, quicksand doesn't actually kill you until a second after you touch it, unlike normal kill planes, which kill you right away. But there are ways to break out of the quicksand in that first second, so you keep on living. And one of them is with the balloon that you didn't see. And popping a balloon while not being grounded causes your character to fly up a little bit in the air. So if you shoot a bullet at the same time that you land in the quicksand, it boosts you up and puts you in this
I still hit it?
half death state.
Oh my god! I don't know! My walking animation put me just low enough to hit the upgrade because the enemy was dead. Okay, wow. I'm just a little bit in shock with what just happened because that was almost like a 40-second time loss. Okay. Bit of a spooky jump coming up. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we are out of there. Not taking that cycle. Okay, well, this is going to make this next part a little bit uncomfortable for me, but I'm still going to go for this spooky jump here. Okay, we got it. Perfect. Nice. So we are out of Sand Ocean. Just a couple more jumps left to do. We're going to use these pillars here for a bit of a damage boost to get up. And really the last thing left to do is we're going to get this weight to take us up. I'm going to let the weight hit me. There's really no actual strat here. It's just, I enjoy it, I guess. Big the cat on the left side of our screen there. There he is, as we hug the left wall to avoid all the enemies, jump into the goal ring, and that's going to do it. So up next, now that we are safely out of the very, very dangerous Sand Ocean, we move on to Radical Highway, our first real look at Shadow the Hedgehog gameplay. And I am going to do my best to showcase a bunch of movement optimizations that's happened. This stage has seen a bit of a renaissance in the past year due to runners like Divu and KD4 just pushing it to ridiculous levels. We're going to be jumping around buildings. We're going to be clearing gigantic gaps, running under barriers, and even moonwalking. I'm going to focus on hitting all of that stuff, as my commentators explain.
Yeah, so right here we're going to see storage coming up. Basically, the game is trying to decide whether or not you're somersaulting or spin dashing right there, where Savac went under the barrier without losing any speed. We can use that to charge a spin dash and also not lose any speed at the same time. So that's a really nice optimization. Coming up is a moonwalk strat. Let's see. Oh, so close. If you're able to hit that box. Oh, nice. Nice backup.
Oh, okay. Missed that moonwalk too. Unfortunate.
If you're able to hit the box while going backwards like that, you actually lose speed very slowly. So you're able to keep pretty much max speed. And then if you hit the box, you're able to hit the spring inside of the box. Clutch save there.
Don't know what that was.
This is a radical highway.
This is a radical highway. Really? It really is, though.
It's all moments from disaster, but all good.
Okay, we've got one more disaster to try and avert coming up.
Yeah, you got this.
Yeah, so we have a big, probably one of the biggest skips in the stage here. It's called Gap Jump. Let's see how this goes. Let's
go.
go. That's a new one. I'm sure that's never been shown off before.
That's definitely never been shown off before.
Great job.
Increasingly popular though. You're seeing more and more runners do it, and it's really sick. So it's awesome to see. Glad we got
Shout out to Gerp for calling this time before the run.
You did.
This is the goat of SA2 of sub 150? No way!
Hey, you know what? With that many things going wrong and getting a sub 150, that's pretty darn impressive. Come on, you got to give it to me, right?
We take those.
All right, so up next, we've got another treasure hunting stage, Egg Quarters. So similar to Dry Lagoon, I'm going to be looking for my pieces. There is one big quirk that may show up, and that is that sometimes it is opportune to take an intentional death strat, respawn in the starting red room, and hopefully have a piece waiting for me. We'll see what pieces I get and see if it's worth my while to do that. And yes, it will be.
So yeah, this is a piece one where Savac could get a free piece. That's why he killed both of those robots as well as that monkey right there as well, because there can be free pieces in those. However, he did not get any. So we're just going to hope that after he gets this piece in the green room and then takes an intentional death, that he gets a spawn piece right in the red room. And there are a couple checks that he can do with the pings to figure out which one it is without actually reading a hint.
All right, let's see what we're dealing with. Okay.
Okay, we take those. Yeah, so death strats are really nice in this game. We might see them as well in Security Hall, but basically the thought process is it only checks the first piece, right? So since these pieces in the red room are so far away from the P1, with death strat we re-roll the pieces and we can get a piece really close like that.
Don't know how I missed that one, to tell you the truth, but it's all right.
I mean, let's hope we don't have to see any more death strats, though. Like, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, no. If I have to see any more, they're not good. We will see a reset strat, however, here in Lost Colony, because any stage that has a rendered cutscene such as this, the timer starts 0.85 seconds early. So that is the amount of time save I'm going to save by resetting here, minus however long it takes me to do it. Also, for whatever reason, the elevator starts higher on the second load. I have no idea why. So with Lost Colony, we are going to be once again focusing on core Eggman movement, and we will be seeing an upgrade a little bit later in the stage that's going to fundamentally change how Eggman plays for the rest of the game. But we got to get there first. So again, we're going to be trying to really just make sure we're getting through doors nice and cleanly. There are a couple switches that just have terrible hitboxes. The one up here is the most notorious by far. And we did hit it, so that's good. As I make my way through this, I'm going to be taking a very, very light turn there to make sure I don't lose my speed. And here's the upgrade here, the jet engine. And basically, with this upgrade, it's going to allow us to hover. And hover is a bit of a broken upgrade, because if you hover in the ascending phase of your jump, you get additional height. And we can utilize that to our advantage by utilizing the pause, because the closer the A inputs are together, the more height you get. And the pause allows those A inputs to be closer than really you could ever expect to do without a pause, basically better than humanly possible. And it allows us to clear large gaps such as the one that I just cleared. And it will be on full display in the next Eggman stage as we clear much more massive gaps. Up here, we've got the Lost Colony elevator. We will be seeing our best buddy, Big the Cat, on the left side. But other than that, there's not a ton else to say here. I do wonder if my commentators have any fun facts that they would like to share at this point.
Well, you know, Gerp is my name, but it's also a name for a term in this game as well. I am famous for getting PBs that are less than 5 seconds, and in a game like this, you do see more PBs that are like 10 seconds or more, stuff like that, but not me. I'm only good enough to PB by like a couple seconds each time. So people call those PBs a Gerp if it's 5 seconds or less, and a micro Gerp is a PB by half a second or less. So
Yeah,
I will take that claim to fame in this game. I will go to the grave with that happy.
I may have coined both of those personally, and really everything that's named after Gerp, and there's like 20 things, are all named by me. Oh, I had to punch that enemy, I guess. I don't know why, but I had to punch him.
And that's a certified Gerp fact for you.
That is a certified Gerp fact. Those are my favorite facts, honestly. So if that wasn't enough Eggman gameplay for you, we are going right back in with another Eggman stage, weapons bed, and we are going to be utilizing, the pause hover mechanic in full force here, right off the bat to skip an upgrade. The big cannon is supposed to be used to break steel containers, but we're not going to get it. It's on our left right here. Instead, we jump up onto the water tower here, and we are going to clear a massive gap right now. There we go. That time it worked. So everything under me is water. Water is a kill plane, so we need to make sure we have enough height if we're going to be doing that. Here, I don't even need the pause. I can actually just make it around very easily. And we are going to be clearing a couple additional gaps as well. But really, the rest of the stage is pretty straightforward. I will note that I move exceptionally fast on these aircraft carriers. You actually move as fast as you would with speed shoes. For whatever reason, the developers made it so that you just go at speed shoe speed on aircraft carriers. And I'll actually demonstrate that by grabbing speed shoes for you guys. Just bear with me. I'm going to clear one more gap. This one's a little bit more spooky. Oh. There we go. It's a bit of a leap of faith, even more than the other one. You have to have total confidence if you're going to go for that. But it is relatively safe. Now here we go, 89 rings. Like I said, 80 to 89 rings will give speed shoes. As you can see, I am not going even remotely faster on the aircraft carrier. When I get it up on the water tower, however... Oh. Okay. We're having a bit of a time. I'm going to use these boxes. Oh, come on! Evil. Come on! You gotta be kidding me. Okay, no. So I'm using a strat known as Gerp Jump because I name all of my strats after Gerp. Yeah, that's really all I got to say about that. But wow, what a weapons bed.
Yeah, it happens.
You know, I really should have been... I was trying to avoid a little, like, commentating quirk that I have where when I pause the game, I also have a tendency to pause my commentary. So I was trying not to, and that just did not pay off. So here we go. We got the first fight with Tails. It's been like over 10 minutes since we've had a fight. Every single boss in this game has predictable AI. So as long as I play out the fight exactly the same way, he will respond in the same way, so I can just sit in front of him, face tank him, and I know I'm not going to die. So up next, we have our next lovely treasure hunting stage. Absolutely horrible casually because there's a built-in 5-minute timer. There's the gimmick in this stage is that there are 3 colored safes, blue, yellow, and red. Blue is active by default, but it's actually a global variable, so I went on a different file and changed it to yellow because yellow is statistically the best color safe. Anyway, I'm going to focus on my pieces.
So, yeah, we're going to see... Okay, this is not a bad first piece one, but it's usually the piece 2s that we worry about where he could get a safe piece that he cannot access, and there is one of them. That is a blue safe piece, and... So we have to do a death strat, and we're going to hope that it's yellow this time or something else.
Okay, it's a far one.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy, let's see which one it is. It's the enemy. Okay.
Oh, RNG is not in our favor today, it looks like.
Oh, jeez, no. I'm glad I forgot to have live split open. Oh, we get to do this clip.
Nice. Who needs a rocket?
Yeah, exactly. We're not breaking that with the missile. We're going right through. Okay, well, you know what? It's a 37 plus the death. I forgot to have live split open, so I have no idea what pace I'm on. It's probably better that way. So up next, we have Flying Dog. I'm going to again be doing a reset here just for the minuscule amounts of time save. Oh, wow, that's a frame perfect reset, actually. Don't see those too often. So we're going to be doing an AI manipulation here. The first step is to hit a spiral upper right at the beginning. Perfect. Hit number 2, hardest trick in the game. Hit number 2 involves hitting this guy as he's just out of bounds trying to come in. That's going to lock him into the corner. If I turn him in just the right way, we will continue to have him stay in this corner and avoid him just flying around the entire arena. And I jump on the box here for the final hit, and done. Nice. That actually went pretty well.
Good fight.
Yeah, I'm happy with the 32. Okay, up next we get another Shadow the Hedgehog stage. This one's really just going to be focusing on fundamental movement. This is an exceptionally jank stage that just loves to launch you into the air. Hopefully it doesn't do that to me. I do need to focus because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. So take it away, guys.
Yeah,
Go
so
for it,
one of the main struggles with this stage is how the collision for a lot of these like slopes that you'll see here really they're kind of weird to navigate, and they can throw shadow around in really weird ways. There's no major skips in this stage for the most part. There's like a few things that we'll do that will save some time, but most of it is just tight movement and navigating the slopes well. Here's a cool weight jump. Yeah, so one of the big things coming up here will be a loop skip. This can kind of be a little bit of RNG in the way that throws you. Not actually, but it feels like it. All right, very nice strat there. Yeah.
Now we're coming up on Spring Skip, which also utilizes storage. You don't need storage, but it helps a lot. So if you just got to kind of stay in the middle of that slope there and use your storage, and you get right over the spring. Tripped up on the grass, sometimes you can just, go smoothly right over it, and it saves extra time. But still cool to see Spring Skip happen there.
White Jungle is just such a cool stage to watch. Very flashy. A lot of technical movement and tricks here.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, definitely very solid.
Okay, well, we have probably the most famous cutscene in the game coming up next. Mostly because it's unskippable, so we have to listen to it. And I just don't have the heart to talk over it.
Are you honestly telling me, Savac, you do not want to voice these lines?
Do I have to?
I think you missed the line already.
I've already missed them. No, you're making me talk over it.
Alright, we'll let it go.
You guys.
So one of the cool things in this game that helps for speedrunning is a lot of the bosses can predict, or we can pretty much predict how they're going to move. And so Savac did some pretty specific movement there to try to manipulate Sonic.
Yeah, it did not go well.
Yeah.
He went and did a high jump on me. I think I was just holding the wrong angle because I don't have my input display up. Anyway, we are going to have another stage coming up here, Route 280. Also, Eggman's got some sort of announcement to make. So for Route 280, we're going to be utilizing a strat known as drifting, which is going to involve me snaking back and forth. But before I can really do that and talk about that, there is something else that I want to set up for you guys. I don't normally do this because it will lose me a bit of time, but because of where I am right now, I'm going to do it. So bear with me as I just focus and make sure that I set this up properly.
For the millions watching around the world. And he does it. We are backwards driving.
Oh, what the hell? What?
No.
I want my money back. I lost time for this.
This is unfortunate.
What?
Do you have a backup
And that was
spot?
the last thing we had to show off this run.
Oh man!
That's
all
it.
right. That is like actually kind of upsetting. I have a backup spot, but it's way later. Anyway, I guess we'll just ignore that and talk about why I'm drifting. So drifting is going to allow me to move faster. That's the TLDR of it. The more mechanical explanation is that it removes something called the deceleration cap. So when you're driving normally, there's a speed cap, and when you boost, you're going faster than that. The game will notice that you're going too fast and try and slow you down, and drifting just removes that cap. But there is one major caveat to it, and that's that you can no longer accelerate on your own when you're drifting, so the gravity of these downhill slopes is what I'm relying on to speed back up. The uphills will slow me down, and if I happen to hit a car, it is just absolutely catastrophic for my overall time loss. Every time you hit one, it's terrible. I have no idea what kind of pace I'm on right now. This blue car is not supposed to be there. This red car is evil incarnate, but I think I'm more than slow enough to not get hit by him today. Up next, we have affectionately referred to as the Tunnel of Love, because there are these enclosed spaces with these cars, and they just kind of want to give you a hug because they love you, and we don't reciprocate their feelings, so I try to dodge them. And as long as I do, everything's okay.
Yeah, that's one thing about this stage is same thing with the Tails version. Oh, there we go. Now we got
Nice.
it.
Yeah, we got it back.
Same thing with Route 101, but not only is it bad when you like bonk on a wall or something and lose a little bit of time, like because obviously you're losing time, but it also does kind of mess up the placement of what you're used to for where the cars are, and that makes it difficult to know how to properly navigate around turns and such.
Yeah, fun fact, if you take a look at the time in the upper left corner, when I finish the stage here, it's going to show my time as a very high 244, but the time is lying to you. It's kind of a remnant of very early code in the game. We're actually going to get a low 244, I believe. And it's just kind of like almost a game within a game. This is not how the timer is supposed to work, but it auto fixes itself to the way it's supposed to be for parity with the other stages. Tails also looked a little funky. That's how Tails looked before he was a playable character. Anyway, we've got Skyrail, and once again, like all Shadow stages, I need to focus.
So yeah, with Skyrail, it's almost like a half Shadow stage because you skip so much of the actual stage that you finish in like right around 40 seconds. So
Jeez, it's not going to be 40. Come on. I'm not that good.
Oh wait, you're
Around
not
there.
KD4. I thought this was KD4 playing. Never mind.
I thought we were going for IL strats right now.
Talk
So,
about
yeah.
unrealistic expectations.
So yeah, Savac doing pumpkin jumps to skip a lot of the rails and sections of the mountains, and pretty clean so far. So not too much else to say. It goes by really, really fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
Casually, you might remember jumping on those like springs to go up, and we don't touch a single one in the speed run. So
Yeah. All right. So up next, we have a nice little boss. But before we get into that, there's actually somebody who would like to say hello to us. Don't know who it is. It could be anybody, right? Wait for it. There he
It's a
is.
Mr. Taco.
That is definitely who that was. So for this boss, we're just going to be shooting these weak points. They deal double damage. It's an extremely trivial fight. There's not a whole lot to say. There we go. Really had difficulty getting those hits off. And normally you can go into the sand and die, and the timer stops. It's a bit of a optimization. I just didn't go for it. In the off chance I actually do take the death, that would be pretty tragic. Up next, my signature stage, Mad Space. We'll see if I get a nice set. I'm hoping I get to show off something cool. Please, game.
yeah,
That ain't
so if you remember this, if you remember Dark Story, playing this casually, this stage is rough because the hints are backwards, but we memorized them all, so we don't have to try to read it. We kind of just know what it is. Savac here going for upgrade skip, not having to get the iron boots at all. Nice job. And yeah, there's a lot of restarting going on here because there's some pieces that are just all the way up at the top, and going all the way up is slow. This piece is funny because it's called the top of the capsule, so you'd think you wanted to go to the top of the capsule,
Oh,
right?
let's see. Maybe it's the real top.
But it might not actually be there.
Nope.
And it's not. It's the bottom of the capsule. Thank you, game.
Honestly, that just kind of sums up the RNG you got this round. 'Cause it went
Yeah.
It was so bad.
It doesn't get much worse, honestly. Very unfortunate. Who
It's
knows?
alright.
You can get a good piece from here, though, sometimes.
Oh?
Maybe.
Okay, well, please. This is 3 potential pieces.
Let's
Oh,
go.
yes.
So that was another chance to be somewhere else, but we got the good one. Let's go.
Jeez, imagine if I actually guessed the 50-50 correctly. It might have been a good time. All right, well, up next we have a split that I am unfortunately infamous for. It is named #1 Run Killer on my splits. I am probably the worst person at this relative to their skill level in the game. It just doesn't agree with me at all. God, I hope this goes well, but I'm also probably the best at backing up the fight because of how often it doesn't go well for me, so we'll see. Please?
Yeah, because of how we manipulate Knuckles here, we don't grab a ring until after the first hit, so it's super easy to just mistime it and have Knuckles hit you instead. There you go.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Got
And
through
yeah, the Knuckles AI just doesn't know what to do when you're over his head and just stepping on him repeatedly. So up next we have a really nice stage that I just love to talk about, Cosmic Wall, an incredibly technical Eggman stage that is really fun to play skipless. We will not be doing that today. And what I thought I would do for you guys is tell you not about what I'm doing in the stage, because I don't think it's as interesting as talking about what I'm not doing, because this stage actually has a rich history of skips that I would just love to give you a brief history on. So bear with me as I just quickly perform the skip that we do in runs now. And once I'm safely out, I will tell you about the history of Cosmic Wall skips. The skip I'm doing here is actually the fastest and easiest of all of the major skips in the stage. There's a kill plane on my left, there's a kill plane on my right. There's also one above and below me, but they're not going to be particularly relevant here. And we are safely out. So what I wanted to talk about is, we'll start with Cosmic Wall skip, which basically I would climb up the tower instead of clipping out of bounds where I did, and then all the way back down and toward the auto-scroller section. And what they used to do is they would clip out of bounds to avoid the auto-scroller and then clip right back into the stage when the auto-scroller ends. And it was a pretty smart idea, honestly. But things changed when a runner known as Sadistic Mystic, an old school runner and highly respected, had a dream. As crazy as it sounds, he dreamed, what if, instead of clipping back into the stage, you just don't and fly all the way to the goal ring? And he woke up and he tried it and it worked, so they named it Dream Skip, which I think probably began the era of actual good skip names in this community. So Dream Skip is technically, if your movement's suboptimal, actually the better of the two. If you have perfect movement, the older variant was better. But then they started using a strat known as Cosmic Wall Skip, or Swiss, because it skipped those variants. You just broke out of bounds earlier at the top of the tower, and because you had so much additional height, you were able to glide all the way to a much later section of the stage. And that is still not the skip that I did. Instead of doing Swiss, I did a skip known as Swiss Cheese to confuse all new runners of the game. And that is a strat that was discovered by Ethmar. And it was revealed in absolute spectacular fashion. Ethmar discovered the trick about a week before the grand finals of a Dark Story tournament in 2018 and shared it with the other runner, KD4, the GOAT of SA2. Nobody knew this was coming. They revealed it to us live in Game 1 of the Grand Finals. Not even the commentators knew about it. And I just remember I was there for it, and I was just so... I was utter shock. I had no words. I still basically have no words for it. It's probably like my number one speedrunning moment ever. And I hope to feel that way again about a new strat one day. But I love talking about that story. And yeah, that's going to do it here for Cosmic Wall. I think we're getting about a 320 here, or so. Maybe slightly higher than that.
Great listen, Dr. Savac. Clap.
Yeah, thank you. That concludes our history lesson with Savac. So,
Question.
Yes.
When did I lose my GOAT title to this KD4? What?
I probably when she got every single main category world record. So
yeah,
we have 3 splits left to go, 2 bosses and 1 stage. Up next we have Tails 2, much more aggressive than the Eggman 2 counterpart. I'm going to try a manip here. Walk forward, do a shot there, glide back, turn around, shoot, wait for him to lose his invincibility, lock on, get the hit, perfect, one more, bam! Alright, that actually went remarkably well.
All right,
okay.
Now
Gerp, take it over.
Savac has to really focus here because this is about to be the first ever Flink Skip at a marathon. I think he can do it. So Flink Skip is one of the newest and biggest dark skips that we've seen in years. So really what's going to happen here is Savac is going to stay crouched on the rail, and he's going to try to jump off the rail at a specific time. He has 2 frames to do it. Let's see what frame he gets. He has 8:12 or 8:14 to work with. He goes with 8:10 and gets the late jump, and he is going to weave between 2 kill planes, turn the camera while maintaining gravity, and he does not have to deal with what we call partial gravity reset, is where you have to maneuver Shadow just slightly so he gets pulled towards the goal ring. But Savac found a way to just maneuver between 2 kill planes that you can't even see, switch Shadow, And now we're going all the way to the goal ring and just going to skip the entire stage. And we should be able to use hover frames to make it over. And he does just like that. First try. Fastest FC you have ever seen in a marathon right there.
The king of fling.
Yes, they do call me the king because I am very clutch at this skip. So, run's almost over. What a bummer. We've got one fight left. We've got to hit Sonic 2 5 times. Time will be on the 5th hit. It is a relatively straightforward fight. We'll be chaining homing attacks. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and done. Let's go.
Let's go. GG.
Oh, I wish I had my splits going. I don't know what the time was.
Well, rough RNG that run, but pretty good execution, so good
I
job.
think it was pretty good otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that.
It was a 33:55.
Pretty good RTA.
Yeah, very, very good, I would say. Underestimate, always a good thing. Savac, was there something else that you were thinking of maybe?
Yes, there was one
little
other thing
secret,
that I would like to
perhaps?
showcase. Okay, I'm just gonna have to make sure that I get my stream back up on Discord as well.
Sure.
So, Fling Skip, I have very mixed feelings. Also, you'll see I have no emblems on this file, and that's because of the emblem skip glitch. But yeah, I was really, really upset in a way when we discovered Fling Skip because I had to suddenly not play my favorite stage in the game. So we are going to right that wrong right now, and I am going to show off what the stage is supposed to look like. So we are not going to be jumping off with skewed gravity. Instead, we're going to be clearing this entire gap. Oh, that's not good. All right, this is fine. We'll just take the spring. So we'll be using hover frames a lot. Oh, that's no good.
Unfortunate.
You can tell how often I do this now.
To be fair, we kind of sprung this on Savac just before the run, so
Yeah, Fling
thank you
Skip
for
was,
accommodating us.
Fling Skip was like one of the, I think, honestly, you can argue it's one of the biggest discoveries in SA2 history just because, like, a skip for this stage was theorized for so long, and they finally found it almost 20 years after this game came out. Like, that's a pretty long time. And it was one of the most sought-after skips as well. And it's such a difficult stage. It really separated, before the skip, it really separated, like, the amazing runners from the runners that were pretty much just getting average times. So it was really like a big testament to your skill if you had a good skipless time in this stage.
Hey, there's the VAC.
Made it.
The VAC made it onto GDQ.
Yeah.
The stupid strat I named after myself.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying at the time when Fling Skip was found that JW actually saved Dark Story. And what people meant by that is that there was a harder version that skipped all of FC, but only 2 people could do it. So in this skip, most Dark Runners do Fling Skip, so it's really cool to see that kind of time gap between like the top couple runners like shrink a little bit more, and they just don't have like a 2-minute lead over everyone else.
I know. The category basically died because it's like, well, you can't compete if you can't perform that skip. This is unfortunate. Where am I going? Oh, we got jam and skip.
Let's go.
You're kidding. You had one job.
I know. I'm sorry, Gerp. Let's die and do it again.
One of my biggest contributions to this game. You have to show it. My whole half-second time save.
Gerp discovered one thing in this game, and I didn't show it. I'm sorry, bro.
No, we're good.
All right, let's see if we can get it. It's JSS, right? Jam and
JSS.
So normally here on this rail, it'll fling you up and then give you jammin'. But if you jump like that, perfect. You can skip that, and it saves a lot of time because you lose a ton of speed when the rail throws you up like that.
Yeah, I think it's almost a full second actually, if done like completely optimally.
Yeah, that wasn't a perfect one, but yeah, it can be about a second.
Also,
All right, one big skip coming in.
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, that's
Shadow?
scary.
Yeah, what was that?
And let's go.
Nice tube skip.
Nice job.
Let's go.
We take those.
Yeah, very nice.
All right. Well, that's probably about what we have time to showcase, I think.
Sure, yeah. Well, I appreciate you being here, Savac, Don, Gerp. Do you have any shout outs or anything you'd like to say to our viewers before we head over to the next speed run?
Yeah, I've got a few things. I guess I'll go first. I do have a few things to say now, and I have one that I want to bring up at the end. But first and foremost, I'm just so thankful to GDQ for having me on the channel and getting a chance to just showcase the category that I love, and share that love with other people. If for whatever reason you can tolerate listening to the sound of my voice and listening to me talk for extended periods of time, by all means, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Savac. I run this stuff all the time. I don't do much else. This is just my baby. And the other thing, and more importantly, this run is not just about me. It's really just a product of the work that's gone into this game by the entire community. We tried to shout out some runners when we could, but there's so many people that I just didn't have time to bring up. But this is really just a celebration of what we've been able to do to this game and to this category in the past couple years. The category Dark Story, it's really kind of taken off since around 2018, the last time it's been shown off. And I'm just always really happy to show it. So I will hand it over to my commentators for them to plug whatever they would like to talk about. And then I have one more thing.
Yeah, so two things real quick. First off, I didn't get to do this during the run, unfortunately, but shoutouts to a Sinister Taco in the chat. I see him right now. And then two, I make video essay style videos on my YouTube, The Way to Dawn. The Way to Dawn with 3 N's or Dawn SR, either one, it'll show up. But yeah, and shout out to the SA2 community in general, like Savac said. Great community, finding so much. Like, both Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are going crazy right now. Super cool to see both communities succeeding. They're, I feel like they've been underrated speedruns for a long time, so they're getting the attention they deserve recently, and it's good to see.
Yeah, and then thanks again to Savac for picking me to do commentary. This GDQ was like the first channel I ever watched, so actually being able to talk on here has been a pretty cool moment. Quick shout outs to Micah Cool Money, Aura A66, Drum Basher, Pasta, Huga, Scoob, Alpha Dolphin. That's where I'll stop there. But yeah, I also speedrun both of the Sonic Adventure games, SA1 and SA2. And that is on, well, twitch.tv/Gerp98 if you ever want to check that out. But yeah, I really do like the community that we have. The SA2 Discord is a pretty cool place for just interacting with the other runners, and also it's just set up in such a way with all of our resources and just help guides and just so many different ways to gain knowledge about the game, and people are always willing to help. Like I know people say that all the time about their games, but the SA2 runners are really all about getting you better, and they'll pop off for all your runs, whether it's like a beginner level time or a super good time. Like we're always here for you. So
we'll react with the A rank on your PB if you post it on the Discord server.
Yeah, even if it's a beginner time, you're gonna get like 10 A rank reactions minimum. So
oh yeah,
it's a good feeling.
Yeah, I will definitely echo that. It's a very welcoming community. We will hop into VC and help you with a skip if you're having difficulty with it. We're always happy to help people. Between Gerp and I, we've probably taught over half of this community how to do fling skip. Mm-hmm. And what I will say is that there's really never been a better time to start with this game, because the resources are growing at a ridiculous rate. We have 2 people in particular who've been putting in massive work that I want to acknowledge. For Dark Story, a runner named Juice has been making a ton of tutorials. Most of the stages are done. For Hero Story, a runner known as Trader, DTrader1 on Twitch. I apologize, I can't remember Juice's. I think it's Juice_Polydot. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you. So Trader has been doing the Hero Story stages. I think he's done up to Metal Harbor now. And yeah, I mean, We are very excited when new people come along. In fact, a brand new person joined the community maybe a few days ago and has actually discovered a strat for Chow Garden speedrunning, and by extension 180, that has the potential to break that portion of the run. And there's just so many new strats to find, and you could be the person who actually finds a new strat for us, and we would love you immensely if you were that person. So I have one final thing that I want to plug, and then that'll do it for me. I did check beforehand, and I just got permission earlier today to announce this, but there will be an event that the SA2 community is putting forward. Basically, one of the alternate categories for Dark Story, restricted skips. It's basically the same, except the major skips have been cut out. So, like, you're not going to see sandwalking, you're not going to see fling skip, you're not going to see Swiss cheese. The rule set for that did recently change, and so the world record that we have right now actually has some strats that are no longer valid. So we are putting together, an event to break that world record. It's going to have KD4, Drum Basher 004, Aura A66, and myself. And the hope is that somebody beats the record so that we have a new valid record to put for the category. This is going to be taking place on February 12th, which is a Saturday, between 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard on twitch.tv/ oh boy, I believe SAESR_events. Please, Don, is that right?
Yeah, can I link that? Is that okay?
Yes, please, if we're allowed to drop a link. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me. Once again, thank you so much for having us and for having our game. We were just if you put the link in the Discord, they'll drop it, by the way, somebody. So anyway, thank you again for having us. We are so blessed to be on the channel, and I hope that everybody enjoyed watching the game, and I hope that at least it's something that people would consider running in the future. We are always looking for new runners, but otherwise, thank you so much, and I will pass it back over to Tippy.
Sure, yeah. Well, thank you so much, Savac, Don, Gerp, for being here. Everyone watching, if you enjoyed the run, please make sure you follow everyone. All the names should be displayed on the screen for you. But I want to thank everyone for being here again. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, did you know you can go to twitch.tv/gamesdonequick if you're interested in our live content starting most nights 7 p.m. Eastern, weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Also, your subscriptions, gift subs, Prime Gaming subs, and bits help support our weekly Hotfix content, including this show. So if you are enjoying Hotfix, feel free to support the channel. But with that, we are going to be right back, going to set up for Eco, so stick around.